Hello and welcome to the Spirit Spa, where today's message from the wilderness is how identifying the triggers that created your breakdown can actually help you. Why is this important? I'm Karen Packwood. This is the Spirit Spa, an online sanctuary dedicated to supporting you if you're in the early stages of recovering from a breakdown, so that you can identify why the breakdown happened to you and how you can rebuild a flourishing life for yourself. So, why is it important to identify the events that led to your breakdown? At the end of my last video, and you'll find a link to that in the comments below, in this last video, one of the tasks that I invited you to do was to actually make a list of all of the events that contributed to your breakdown. What I have found with my clients is that there tends to be a pattern, and it tends to be that there are three events that kind of all happened around the same time that led to the sense of overwhelm that then triggered sort of the final shattering that created the breakdown. And it tends to be that there's some kind of issue that happened at work, some kind of issue that happened with either with your birth family or in your relationship, and also some kind of issue with a friend. And it tends to be that there's been some conflict and there's been some kind of sense of betrayal as well that's been within those experiences that has led to the terrible feelings that then create the breakdown. And that's actually exactly the same for me as well. I had similar things going on in my life that actually contributed to my breakdown. So if you were able to do this last week, that's absolutely fantastic. Some of you will be at the stage to do this, and some of you are still going to be at the stage where you need to be resting, and that's absolutely fine. If you're still at that stage, allow yourself to rest. Watch this video so you know what's coming for you when you are feeling a little bit better and a little bit stronger, but still allow yourself to rest. For those of you that are ready to take a more active role in your own healing journey, and you were able to do the activity last week where you made a list of everything that had contributed to your breakdown, we're going to take it a little stage further today. By what we're going to do is I'm going to invite you to think about the emotions that you feel in relation to those experiences. And of course, only do this if you feel ready and able. Some people will not be ready to do this. It will be too traumatic and too overwhelming still. But some of you are going to be able to do it. If that's you, take some time to take your journal out and take a few moments to do this kind of like wilderness writing activity where you identify all of the emotions. Now, I have identified 52 core emotions that I had to work my way through in my own healing journey. And I've already talked about some of those emotions in previous videos, and in future videos I'm going to be talking about some more of those emotions. But why is it important to talk about these emotions, to identify these emotions? Many people, when they have a breakdown, they're awful, they're terrible emotions, aren't they? They're frightening, they're horrible emotions, they're dark emotions, they're debilitating emotions. Why do we want to engage with those emotions? Well, the reason is that it's in those emotions, particularly the difficult emotions, that there is the richness of recovery. It's where all of the information is that is going to help you move into a place of release, transformation and liberation. It's where you're going to bring yourself back into a place of wellness. If you stay stuck with those emotions or you bury them, you're actually not going to move forward in your recovery journey. It's going to take you longer to recover. We actually need to be able to actively engage with those difficult emotions, and I'm going to be helping you do that in future videos. Now, the emotion that I want to talk about today is actually the emotion courage, because I wanted to talk about a really positive emotion, because we're going to be talking about some quite difficult emotions in future videos. But what I wanted to do was talk about courage, because you have taken a courageous step in seeking out these videos on YouTube. I know that you will have come to them from a place of despair. You will have been feeling completely lost, very frightened probably, incredibly alone, very isolated, really, terrified that you are never ever going to be able to recover. It's not a nice place when you seek this kind of advice from something like YouTube. But what you need to remember is that to do that, you actually were also connecting with your courage. Your inner healer, your really wise inner guidance was prompting you to do something very healthy to actually help and support yourself. So I want you to take a moment to remember that you are immensely courageous. And because you've had this courage, you are going to be able to find your pathway to recovery. And I know it's the biggest fear of many of my clients is, that they will not be able to recover. Recovery is possible. I am a living example of that. From my previous videos, I was so poorly, I was so ill, I was in such a bad place, I felt suicidal at times. I have really been, in a very, very difficult place with my healing recovery journey. It is possible to recover. So please take a few moments to remember that. And maybe on the first word on your list is courage, because you've shown that and demonstrated that. So that's how I'm going to leave it today, so that you know what's coming. What I'm also going to do to help you is, in the comment section, I'm actually going to leave a list of some core emotions that I've experienced. Don't look at those first. Write your list. Write it from your own heart, so that you're really kind of, connecting with your own truth. If you get stuck, please then go to the list and use that to help you. If you haven't got stuck and you've managed to write that list, then please then just go to the list to check to see whether there's any emotions that you haven't thought about that resonate with you, and then add them to the list, because that will be very helpful for you in your recovery process. So how can I help you further? Well, if you have any further questions about your own personal experience and that you would like me to create a video for to help you, please email me at karenpackwood@gmail.com. And if you do that, you'll see that there'll be like an autoresponder where you'll also receive a guided meditation from me that will just bring you a little bit of help and support and encouragement while you're waiting for your video to be created. And it's not a video that I'm putting on YouTube. It's just being given to people who email me. So please feel free to email me with a question and receive that video. So my voice is going, excuse me. So if you've liked this video, please hit the like button. If you would like to receive regular updates, please subscribe, and remember to hit the bell so that you get the regular notifications for when the videos come out. So I'm Karen Packwood, this is the Spirit Spa, dedicated to supporting you in the early stages of recovery from a nervous breakdown, so that you can identify why the breakdowns happen to you and find the next natural steps towards rebuilding a flourishing life for yourself. And I'm wishing you a very peaceful and loving day.